Today's hearing is entitled Examining the Office of Financial Research. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess of the subcommittee at any time, and without objection, all members will have 5 legislative days within which to submit extraneous materials to the chair for inclusion in the record. Without objection, the exhibit binder, which is pretty heavy here, including the written testimony of the GAO, which I note was provided to minority staff in electronic format yesterday, is entered into the record. The chair now recognizes herself for 4 minutes for an opening statement. The Dodd-Frank Act requires the Office of Financial Research, OFR, to report annually to Congress on threats to the stability of the U.S. financial system, the OFR's activities, and the key findings from the OFR's research and analysis. Today, the Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations will receive the annual testimony from the Director of the Office of Financial Research, Director Richard Berner. In addition, this hearing will examine the OFR's work to support the activities of the Financial Stability Oversight Council, its management and structure, and finally, its cooperation with Congress and oversight bodies such as the Government Accountability Office and the Treasury Department Office of the Inspector General. Congressional oversight over the OFR is limited by its inability to exercise the power of the purse. The OFR has the authority to set up its own budget and to fund itself outside the congressional appropriations process, making them quite unique. In fact, in June of this year, the U.S. Department of Treasury issued a report which recommended that, and I quote, "Congress reform the structure and mission of the OFR to improve its effectiveness and to ensure greater accountability." Furthermore, the Financial Choice Act, which this committee passed earlier this year, abolishes the Office of Financial Research. And while I am sure our witness this morning will argue differently, eliminating the OFR would actually improve risk management by creating one less redundant federal bureaucracy. Recent work by this committee has uncovered as many as 20 other federal entities that currently exist and will remain in place should the OFR be eliminated. Collecting and analyzing data should be streamlined, allowing Congress to make informed decisions when crafting policy. For example, the Treasury Department, where the OFR is housed, already has an Office of Economic Policy, which is responsible for analyzing and reporting current and prospective economic developments in the U.S. and world economies. Likewise, the Division of Financial Stability, which is maintained by the Federal Reserve, performs market surveillance for the purpose of identifying threats to financial stability. Congress must insist better coordination and eliminate unnecessary layers of federal bureaucracy when they exist. And finally, and maybe most troubling, is the questionable analysis and reports produced by the OFR over the last several years. A 2013 OFR report on the asset management industry concluded that investment managers and institutions they work for could pose a systemic risk to our financial system. That report, which was widely criticized by the SEC, members of both the House and the Senate, and even former Chairman Barney Frank, puts into question the OFR's effectiveness and capabilities. Unfortunately, while the creation of the office might have been well-intentioned, reports of the mismanagement, questionable reports and analysis, redundancy, and the inability to fulfill its statutory mandate raise the question, why does the OFR exist? Director Berner, I look forward to hearing your testimony this morning, and I yield back the balance of my time.